Alright, guys, let's get into it. It is the winners finals from HupCup 2. MAXPAX in the bottom left side of the map has blocked his opponent's expansion. Solar in the top right has gone for a third base on Amygdala. Interesting to see. I don't think Solar started doing the 15 Overlord into quicker hatchery, and I don't think he thought MAXPAX was necessarily going to block him. That being said, Solar is one of the few Zergs who still accepts the block very readily, right? It feels like he doesn't care too much if he gets blocked. He's used to dealing with it, and he just casually takes his third and continues as always. Notice he's willing to pull off minerals onto gas to quickly get his ling speed so that he can shut down those adepts, especially when he has to build the hatchery out there. He realizes ling speed to shut down the early adepts is going to be very important. Now, it's interesting that MAXPAX prioritizes this because I feel like on this map you normally don't chrono 2 adepts across the map, but we'll see how MAXPAX plays. I do think MAXPAX is a heavy favorite in this match. We haven't seen too much of Solar over the last month or two. He's been playing a few tournaments, but nothing like the intensity of MAXPAX on this patch. Someone was asking, what's the difference between pigs, a pig and a boar? We had a few answers. One was tusk and girth from me. Someone else said attitude and tusks. And then the original asker of the question said, oh yeah, and boars come with charge? Already researched. That's actually true. That's the difference between a domesticated pig and a boar. But remember, it can become one within just like 2 months of being in the wild. It'll grow tusks, get shaggy, and start getting a little murderous. And something you gotta look out for. This is a ling flood. 12 zerglings. It's a ling flood. It's a ling flood. Ling all-ins don't work anymore, but this might be for a macro follow-up. You might drone behind it. This is a crazy build. It is double chronoed adept. Wow, I didn't expect that. But I guess it makes sense since he blocked the expansion. Comes in. It looks all normal. Are there any tells? There's no tells. 8 more zerglings being built. Oh gosh. Oh, he sees 2 zerglings though. That might ring his alarm bell. Oh gosh. Oh, MAXPAX, if he loses these adepts, he's just dead. Even with an oracle just started, is already the lings coming in. Oh, he's in so much trouble, guys. The adept shades away, but guess what? Probes are being pulled. He does emergency wall off, and he gets the adept in the wall. It's worth losing probes. It's fine to lose probes here. Great defense here by MAXPAX. That is so well done. And if he just walls off behind it with a pair of pylons or batteries, and he's got his oracle coming in, he's going to be fine. A crazy choice to go for this by Solar at the start of this series, hoping to catch MAXPAX out of sorts. The oracle is going to turn around and no doubt wants to fill that up with energy and use that to defend the natural wall in. The adept is not in the wall. Oh, he keeps misclicking it. He keeps misclicking his adept. He just misclicked it again there. Really unfortunate. The oracle was in the way, man. That was really bad placement of the oracle because it actually made him misplace his adept. But oracle has unlimited energy, so I don't think this really matters. It's just not worth it. Even if you kill the pylon, which he's not going to be able to, Solar's going to have to GG. That was all in. He was not trying to transition behind it. That never works anymore, guys. You can potentially find damage and transition off of it, but against the new oracle energy recharge, it's such a lower percentage all in. Nice hold for MAXPAX. Alright, guys, we got MAXPAX in the top right of Starchild. Falcon Solar in the bottom left. Going for what appears to be a normal 13 Overlord. He's still doing the old 13 Overlord. It's a very outdated build order, guys. If he gets the hatchery down, I think it's okay, but... Oh my god, he's not going to get it down. Oh, Solar, because he ran forward with the drone. It's a very bad build for Solar. This is 15 Overlord, I think, would have got that hatchery down in like 36, maybe 37 seconds. It would have been about the same time. So this is something we've realized with the 15 Overlord. The biggest thing is like, 15 Overlord, and Lambo did a video about it. You might think, oh, what's the difference? Specifically, if you want to go for the fast hatchery, it's so much better. Because you can get that hatchery down so early because you're building your 13th, 14th, and 15th drones so fast that they're starting to mine. So you're getting the early minerals up faster. Hatcheries are also only 275 minerals now, and it just allows you to almost always evade that block. But the fact that Solar was holding back his lava, not building drones, then gets blocked and has to build those 3 drones, but very late. So he's sitting on just 14 drones for a long time. It's an uncomfortable start for Solar, who has to take his third base yet again. He's going to have to be tighter than that against a guy like MAXPAX, who we know MAXPAX is obsessed with blocking bases. He used to do this every single game. Kubel says, strange thing is, I don't know why Solar feels the need to do this. I think he could win a macro game. We've seen it. Oh, you're talking about the all-in in game 1? Yeah. I mean, it's always good to all-in. I don't think Solar can I don't think Solar's very favored in a macro game against MAXPAX. I wouldn't say a macro game, but especially with the modern MAXPAX, who's really good in late game, I think he has like basically 0% chance if it goes past. Like if it stabilizes on 5 base versus 5 base, I would say Solar has almost no chance of beating MAXPAX. But mid game timings for sure. Like do a macro opening, hit him between that 7 to 10 minute mark with some big waves, maybe surprise Mutalisks. Definitely those are Solar's best strategies, and that's 90% of Solar's ZVP. And I think it's one of the best ways to play ZVP as well. But definitely we'll see how it goes. MAXPAX used to have very bad late game, in my opinion, as well. I agree with that assessment from Twitch chat. But he's definitely gotten a lot better at it. I don't know if he's as methodical necessarily as some of the other guys. Oh, sorry, guys. Didn't catch this. Adept coming in. Does force an extractor trick. Good response by Solar to clean it up. He's already got a creep shooter here on the high ground as well, which really helps. Adept's going to run away. And not going to be able to get a drone. Just shades back, but doesn't take any damage. So going to regen the shields and chill out. First Oracles coming out behind us. I do think MAXPAX has gotten much better with Mothership, Tempest, Storm, the whole toolkit, whereas he used to be more of just really good at the Oracle Stalker stage, good at Stalker Zealot multi-prong, and he didn't really have much follow-through. And he would kind of just never get a 5th base up, never get Storm, and really it felt like his style was just, I'm better than people at the early game, but I can never beat Serral or Raynor, and I think he's probably favored versus Raynor, and pretty even with Serral these days on the ladder. They never play in tournaments though, because Serral only plays the biggest tournaments. MAXPAX never plays the biggest tournaments as he only plays online. Pylon getting targeted. I like how sneaky Solar was with holding those Lings back, dude. Gets himself a Pylon cancel. Nice annoying move. Uh-oh, where are the Lings? Lings are here, and they kind of hid themselves, which is actually really good if the Lings actually attack, which they finally do. Tries to pull the drones away from the Oracle though, and oh, that works out so much better for MAXPAX. 7 drones for 2 Adepts. Great trade. Oracle doesn't even take that much damage. Felt like Solar just misclicking his Lings. Should have A-moved his Lings earlier. And the problem is that the Adepts were on that side. The Oracle was on this side, so he had nowhere to run his drones to. Normally you can just run the drones away, but because he was a bit slow to pounce with the Lings, it really hurt him. Lings take out a probe. Force the Oracle to turn on its laser. Well done. Anytime that Oracle laser's on, it does lose energy, guys. Of course, with energy recharge, not as big of a concern, but it still matters. 3rd and 4th gas into Forge and Twilight, and then a 3rd and 4th gateway. This is the most standard build order for MAXPAX. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go 6 gate blink into, you know, Storm, 4th base, 2nd Forge, 7th and 8th gateway. It's so common for MAXPAX to play that Stalker Storm off the Oracle opening. And the Oracle's taking big damage, but he does get out. He's going to go to the left. Hello. Gets himself one more drone. Nicely played. Lings find themselves an Adept, but the Oracle says, hey, you're going to pay a tax for that, buddy. That's not free. About 5 or 6 Lings for that Adept. Charge! Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is 6-gate charge without a Robo? My lord, MAXPAX playing very differently today. Chronoing is 3rd as well. Yeah, normally you go an early Robo so you can hit with a Prism, along with like potential Archons and Zealots to really hit with this sort of attack, but I mean, he doesn't have to play it as a hugely committed timing. It's very good against the player who skips Roachmore, and these Adepts getting just destroyed. Great trade for Solar. Great trade for Solar. He's going to continue forwards. Says, you need to come back and chase me. Split a single Zergling there to delay him as well. Good sentry usage. Nice force field. But he does at least keep him pinned. Problem, he's all in. He's on 46 drones. Wow, Pig, a bit slow to pick up on that, aren't you? It's a Queen Walk, ladies and gentlemen. He's dropping creep so he can transfuse. Oh, he gets some big damage on those Oracles. That's big. Now, Zealots are going to wreck the Zerglings. Problem, he doesn't have any Zealots yet. And with Stalkers, you can micro back behind your buildings. You can't do that with Zealots. So it definitely feels like MAXPAX is going to be cannon reliant. He builds a cannon in his natural, cannon in his 3rd. He's going to have to turn on at least one of these Oracles. And he will do so, but the Queen's being there, going to be interesting. He needs that creep a bit further forward. His Overlords feel like should have marched here a bit earlier. Doesn't have the transfusers available. The Ling's still trying to tear down the Cybercore. Great positioning for MAXPAX. That force field was a bit dodge on that right side. On the left, he can force field to limit the surface area. Batteries and cannons making this very efficient. As the Queens get up though, it's going to make it a bit hard as those Queens do out DPS the sentries. Ling's trying to take out potentially the pylon on the left side. They go for the cannon. Lings are flooding in, but it's so expensive how many units he's losing. And look at this. The Oracles flying around the left side. They're going to destroy those Zerglings, which is why the Lings back away. Solar, I don't think he's got an opening, man. He's down 20 workers. He has to kill him. just the patience of MAXPAX and just not letting himself get surrounded. Pokes out from the natural, baits those queens over there. The Archon. Oh, the Archon already at 5 kills in the first few seconds of fighting. That Archon is devastating against Zerglings, which is why the Lings rotate to the right side. Queen's trying to defend there as a few transfusers go down. Hydra's coming in behind this. Solar going for some desperate all-ins. Feels like a lot of games against MAXPAX are desperate all-ins recently, but especially at 7:30 in the morning Korean Standard Time, Solar may be running out of endurance and trying to get some easy wins, and it's not working. All right, guys, going into the next game, I do feel like as Solar right now, you're going to need to go for 14 Overlord into Hatchery, because you know MAXPAX is probably just going to block you again here, right? Drone, 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 drone. Don't save for the Overlord. If you're planning to go for the early hatchery, you should always... But yeah, he built that drone late. So he's made up his mind to make the 14th drone. But he's done it a bit late. He's not going to extract a trick. So he's just going to go 14 Overlord. As long as you go straight for the hatchery... I mean, this is fine. You just should have built that drone a few seconds earlier. The reason is on this map, they get there so early. If you don't go 14 hatchery, you can't get it down. Now, guys, is that going to get... Surely that won't get blocked, will it? Surely you get a 14 hatchery down. I think he knows. It's MAXPAX. Of course he's going to block. He sees the probe. Quick reaction. Gets the hatchery down. Good job. And then he builds more drones. All right, good opening for Solar. On this map's very small compared to like Amygdala, the first map they played on. It's one where you need to commit hard if you want to get that hatchery on location. But at least this time he does get it down. And already that's going to make his opening so much smoother. It's been a rough couple of early games for Solar. And against MAXPAX, you do not want to be behind from the start. You got the hatchery down with 315 minerals, says chat. Okay, so that was on purpose, because if there was no probe coming, remember, we knew the probe was coming, he didn't. He wanted to build 2 more drones and go 16 hatchery, because it's a little more efficient to get those drones out first, but when he saw the probe, he's like, oh, I can't build those drones. So if he scouted for another second without seeing the probe, he would have queued up 2 more drones, then built the hatchery at like 40, 48, 49, 50 seconds. So it was on purpose. That wasn't an error by him. That's just how his build order works. Core does go down. So 20 Nexus, 20 core. Very straight up opening. 14 base maps are now considered small, says Inner. It's not about the number of bases. It's the rush distance. So when we talk about small maps, we're talking about rush distance. So this is not small by any means. Like, don't get me wrong, there was obviously old school maps like Dasan Station or, Olrena had actually like 20-second rush distance maps. This map's like, I think 34 seconds, I believe, Whispers of Gold. You guys could maybe look it up and let me know. Whereas if we look at like Amygdala's like, I think 39, King's Cove and Neon Violet, very similar, both about like 40 seconds. So some of the maps, that we've been playing on recently are quite far. Beckett Industries was, I think, 31, and that was kind of the most recent, I think, quite fast rush distance map. Whereas I don't think we have any maps like that quite as early these days. Thank you so much, MMOff, for the huge support there with all of those bits. We really appreciate the love, my friend. Thank you so much for the support, my dude. I'm not sure if you're sponsoring HupCup 2 or not. Big sponsor of HupCup 1, but appreciate you watching the stream, mate. Very happy. I didn't realize this tournament was on today, and I kind of woke up and, I was like, oh, we've got games. We've got games and a good spread of players as well. Solar, the only Korean representative that I saw, competing for his share of the $500. I do hope he just shows us a good macro game now. Yeah, he's a little supply blocked, but I think that's fine as long as he holds the drone key down now, which he does. The depth shade will be chill. Sorry, guys. Who keeps turning repeat off on my computer? Sorry, guys. My Spotify app keeps screwing over and turning the repeat off. Starts playing other music that is not StarCraft music. That might be copyright free. Also a bit weird when you've suddenly got like Zelda and then Skyrim soundtracks playing in the middle of a StarCraft game. Not that I mind it. I don't mind a wide variety of video game music. I do know that people's brains melt a bit. I used to listen to a lot of different soundtracks, and the number of constantly people are like, why are you listening to Warcraft music? And be like, oh, it's a good soundtrack. They're like, this is StarCraft. And I'd be like, yeah, I know. I'm commentating the StarCraft game. I know it's StarCraft. And they're like, why are you commentating? Why is there Warcraft music? And I'd be like, it's a good soundtrack. And it's like the number of people who like just could not understand that. You guys go look at like my videos, like Age of Empires soundtracks or anything. They're just like losing their minds. I'm like, I sometimes worry for humanity. These people are allowed to have children. I'm just like, I've answered the question and they're just like so confused. They're like, but why? Wrong music for this game. This is not laser and gun and Zerg bug music. This is sword music. This is sword different music. And I'm like, okay, guys, you guys are gonna have to take a deep breath for a second. Oh, 3 queens, great defense for Solar. Did already lose a few drones earlier. Attacks his own queen there, gives her a bit of a back rub. Zergling still at the front. His Zergling usage, I find playing against Solar with PvZ is such a nightmare. These Lings are so cheeky, man. He just really keeps you on the back foot with these Zerglings, always threatening. I don't think he needed to turn that Oracle on, though, MAXPAX. Oh, he gets a few Zerglings, though. Solar was like, wait, what? You're still chasing me? He's going to have to run away to the corner. Obviously, a lot more Zerglings being produced to shut down these Adepts. A couple of Creep Tumors coming in. Oracle's going to go for the 4th hatchery. That's a good snipe. Gets the kill on the drone. Cancel on the hatchery. 4 Adepts shading into the natural. Wow, he commits. Oh, Katie. Wow, 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 wow. Good focus fire on a few of those drones before they evacuate. All the Adepts will go down now, though. The Zerglings don't have +1 melee yet, but they get a clean up, and I think that's actually acceptable. It's the hatchery being denied that I think is the best part here. Remember I said Solar never rushes a 4th hatchery? He actually rushed a 4th hatchery. It gets cancelled, and I'm pretty sure in Solar's brain, he's like, yeah, Pig, this is why I never rush my 4th hatchery. It's because it's a risk. I don't like taking risks. Oh, he's taking a bit of extra damage there. The Oracles fall back. That is a lot of Zerglings, but with a 3rd Oracle, an abundance of energy and defensive ability. I like that he's already shown a few Zealots. Because if I'm Solar, I'm thinking, oh, Zealots. And I'm dropping a Roach Warren right now, but Solar is like, nope, screw that. I'm going to try to go straight to Banelings. I want to play Lingbane Hydra. So Solar wants to play Lingbane Hydra. He's got a pretty quick lair, so I don't mind it as long as he drops that Hydra Den pretty quickly. Where is it? Hydra Den in the back of the 3rd. Good choice. Sees Stalkers now. Now he's like, okay, good call. Good thing I didn't panic and build the Roach Horn. Doesn't need it. How many gateways is this? 6 gate blink. 6 gases. Templar Archives. Okay, so this is that standard sort of transition we're expecting. 4th Nexus, 2nd Forge are usually the 2 next things, and then his 2 extra gateways will go down sometime as well. He's feeling under threat. He might get the 2 gateways a little bit earlier. We'll see how he plays it. Stalker pushes back the Overseer into that little mining area at the back of the base where there's also a Thor hanging, guys, under construction. Look at that. He's got some like construction belts underneath him and stuff. That's cool. And there's like a little bunch of robot mules down there building it. Stasis Trap freezes a queen and a few Zerglings. Good energy on these Oracles. Pushing forward with very little respect right now for Solar. MAXPAX taking out a lot of these units. Hatchery starts to take damage. Adept under attack in the wall off. He could blink a Stalker. Yeah, he's going to blink his Stalkers to try and block. We'll lose a Stalker or 2 there. 2 Stalkers will go down to those Zerglings, but at least he deflects while continuing to be very annoying on the front. But now the Hydras are here. Does get another Stasis Trap freezing those things. Now, no 4th base, no 2nd Forge. He actually ended up going Robo and only now going for the 4th base. He also goes for a 7th and 8th gateway for a semi-wall on that side as Psystorm starts up. Stalkers poke forward. We got Baneling speed and the double Hydra upgrades on the way. 11 Hydras, 22 Zerglings, 7 more Hydras on the way. Wouldn't mind a 5th hatchery for Solar, but I don't think it's a priority for him right now. It feels like he's committing very hard to his next attack, especially since where are the Evos? He got melee. He desperately needs range. Range is much more important than +2 melee. I say this many times. I guarantee you he goes +2 melee first. I can guarantee you, because I have not seen a single Zerg swap into the Hydra upgrades, even though they are far more important ever since they took away the ability to one-shot probes with those +2 Banelings. +2 is just not as important. Though he's making a lot of Banes, so you could argue who cares, getting a couple of extra damage points on those Banelings, still very important. I do think the Hydra DPS is more reliable. For now, Solar's all in. He doesn't care about upgrades. He's just going for it. Bane speed isn't even ready. If he splits Slings off to accept the Stasis Traps, that'll be good, but I think he hasn't noticed this one on the bottom. Oh, that's a problem. Yes, he has. He's noticed it. Good moves, good moves. He's going to try and set him off. Oh, great job, but the Storm's ready. Storm there does force Solar to chill out a little bit. Baneling's trying to roll forward. Storm's pretty good. Stalker's not blinking back much. He's got a few Storms left, but the Banelings, if they get on top, it's going to be big. Another Storm goes down. Energy recharge is going to be ready in about 3 seconds, guys. His Stormer, though, his High Templar, he has to morph his High Templar. He's only got 1 Storm left, and Solar with an excellent timing. Zealots on the left side, they're slow Zealots going to counterattack. His 4th base has gone down. It's all about the Hydras against the Stalker Archon now. There's not much meat in Solar's army, but MAXPAX just has nothing left, so it doesn't matter. You don't need a lot of meat. if you've got high damage. And right now, that's exactly what he's got. Zealot's warping on that left side. Charge is not done, neither is +2. Solar, I can't believe he's actually breaking through with just a mid-game Hydra Bane timing. 70 drones, straight up attack. And I think maybe that first storm whiffing was actually, you know, really important. Something where maybe MAXPAX needed to have used his previous energy recharge, banked up a bit more storm energy ahead of time, as having a few extra storms is just so important to defend these attacks. Also, maybe a bit better blink micro on those first banelings, so he could have pulled back. Hydraling pulling back. They're just going to go for it. Ooh, Archon Stalker trying to pull away right now. Very nice play here for Solar. Starts +1 range behind it. Does prioritize the correct upgrade. Color me impressed. And completely wrong. Solar knows the importance of that upgrade right now. But, of course, MAXPAX is dead in the water. If he brings it back from here, he's a god. And I think Solar's very good. I don't know if MAXPAX is very good, sorry. I don't know if he's a god. I think he's just a very, very, very good StarCraft player that I look up to. Solar, though, finds a win there, and I think the secret is not getting your natural blocked. Let's see if we can do that again in the next game and tie this series up. All right, guys. We got Solar in the bottom right side. He went for that 14 hatchery again, but this time, no probe coming in, so he didn't have to commit to the hatchery. He built 2 extra drones, went for the 16 hatchery. MAXPAX changing it up and going for a no scout. Got that early gas mining into the Nexus and the Cybercore. And I like to see MAXPAX mix it up. Now, if you got a bit more money, what could you use that for? Tempests. Tempests are very popular on this map. Early Tempest or carriers flying across this south side through this whole bottom area, straight towards the Zerg's bases. Also, you can full wall the front and expand to this bottom side as well. Open these minerals up, expand down here. Stray did that earlier today. It looked like a very cool, funky build order. And I really would love to see that, because I think Solar's probably going to expand down here. And if you just push in with Tempests early, and then you can just kind of reinforce third base there, fourth base on these gold minerals, you can actually have a very nice setup. Big thank you, Dreambolic, for the tier 1 sub as well. Welcome, guys. Appreciate the support. Smix getting in there as well. Not the lovely host translator and legend of the StarCraft scene Smix, but Smix spelled with a K. Okay, so Stalker first. That, to me, says, I want to kill this without going for a Void Ray. And then I want to go Tempest or Carriers, right? Stalker after 1 Adept? That's very early. Now, because it was gas first as well, this also stops him from scouting the Stargate. So this way you can just hide your 2 Oracles. And then surprise, potentially. I mean, it's Solar. I think he'll play safe against it. He knows you didn't scout, so he knows you have more gas than normal from the gas first opening. And Adept's coming in. Shading down there to confirm. And he will see a quick third hatchery. Also going to let the shade finish. Think about coming in from that side. Overlord gets pushed back to the safety of the waterfall on the left side of this map. And the first Oracle getting chrono boosted quite hard. Now, he's going to look for the third up north. Okay, standard base layout for MAXPAX. Now, this makes a lot of sense. Because remember, Solar's famous for his frontal pushes. And if you don't let him mine these minerals open, he can't push the south. He's going to have to open these minerals up and push through that way. And that's just harder for him to attack, because then you can just defend this one choke point, right? It's going to be hard for him to bypass around the north with his army. So I actually like MAXPAX expansion pattern. I think it's really good. First Oracle's out, second one's on the way. He already refilled his energy. Third Nexus starts here at about 345. And the Zergling does see the Oracle on the way. Spore Crawler is, of course, already building. And we've got 3 Queens nearby as well. Great vision as the Oracle takes out a lava. Goes into the main, turns away immediately, just hangs out above that third, waiting for another lava to pop out. Gets that bad boy as well. Nice cancel on the drone. Second gateway in the wall off, third and fourth gas. Still options. I have seen MAXPAX go to Stargate Fleet Beacon after this sort of standard looking opening. It's a much sneakier version of the Tempest or Fleet Beacon opening, but no, more standard. It is. Just Forge and Twilight. It's going to look most likely towards Blink once again here. Hey, good cleanups on the creep tumors. That's the modern thing, guys. A lot more creep cleaning going on. It's kind of funny. This matchup's been standardified a little bit right now, where it's a little bit more like Zerg versus Terran, where it's a bit more mechanical, and it's like this kind of creep clearing war going on to keep the Zerg contained and kind of keep pressure on. But you can't really dive into Spore Crawlers with Oracles anymore, which you used to be able to do a lot more frequently. Now, yes, guys, there has been a toxic spill here. Remember, guys, this is clearly an old temple, right? You can see the steps leading up to this big zealot face. This is classic, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's classic. Famous Protoss Pro Gamer. They built a statue. The Terrans have decided to dump their nuclear waste in the temple because they're freaking evil. What can I say? Even in a PvZ, the Terran players are still being evil. Probes getting taken down. 2 probes have fallen. But good defense. Only 2 probes. That's surprisingly good defense. 2 Adepts and a Stalker on the other side. Pick it off an Overlord and Creep Tumors. Dude, how many Zerglings just died? 14? This is a crazy little pressure from MAXPAX. It's getting a big reaction. He's already up to 3 gates behind it. 4 gates now. All transformed. Oracle, with so much energy, can just deflect those Zerglings with ease. Solar, struggling to find a way in. Thank you so much, Triple Helix, there as well. Really appreciate it. LK Dragon, activating the next level of the hype train. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, fam. If you guys want to support a bit extra, you're enjoying the games, don't forget to check out the Patreon. Links down below in the description if you're watching on YouTube. And we've had so many good series recently. Like, you know, it's crazy because I looked at StarCraft Reddit and everyone's so doom and gloom with no EWC announcement, at least at the time of me casting this. And it feels like the actual games have just been so fun in the last 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on, but probably just new maps, new patch, and a few innovative plays, not to mention Clem's Protoss players really been perking things up a bit, hasn't it? Nice Stalker pressure coming out. Still off just 4 gateways, though, so a pretty low gateway count. And Solar, 59 workers trying to get that gold base up. OV speed, Solar's going. Solar's not going to macro any further. He will not build a single extra drone. He's going to take all these drones, move them off blue minerals to gold minerals when that finishes. His third base will be 0 mineral mining, and he's just going to go all in with Roach Ravager Zergling. He's going to load up a German taxi. That's right, the Dropper Lord, or 2 Dropper Lords with Queens, bring them across to deal with the Oracles, and he's going to try and kill MAXPAX. MAXPAX has got +1 and Blink done. He's got Templar Archives, 4 more gateways in charge, and he's trying to defend that 4th base, and he barely defends it from the Zerglings. Units lost tab looking great. 39 Zerglings and an Overlord for 3 probes and a Stalker. 4th base does survive, and remember, with 8 gateways coming up, Storm starting, gonna have some decent answers. Mass Blink is probably what you want to commit to. If MAXPAX knew what was happening, he would make nothing but Stalkers, Pylons, Cannons, Batteries. Basically just as much stuff as you can. Gonna see if he can start wearing on this army, picking it off little by little. Zerglings do set off the stasis trap. Here he sees the Dropper Lord. MAXPAX sees the Dropper Lord, and he's immediately going to respect it and pull back. He's like, okay, I did not realize what was happening. Now I do. Fills up the energy, starts dropping stasis traps. 4th base does not need to be defended here. He should absolutely abandon that base right now and give it up. And that's why his stasis traps are layered back. He's going to fight out front, trying to use Blink as best he can. That stasis trap on that side gets itself a few units. The other one gets a bunch of Zerglings, creating an effective force field. These Overlords going to drop the creeps so that the Queens can do this transfuse magic. Single Roach does get transfused. Stalkers trying to fight on the front. Cannons, batteries on the way. Yes, he's got energy gathering on those High Templar. They all have enough for Storm, but Storm is not ready for another 20 seconds. I think he's going to be able to buy enough time, though. Even though the army supply is so good, the 4th Nexus goes down. It's a big pack of Stalkers with cannons and batteries behind it, not to mention stasis traps and oracles in reserve. And the Storm, it's about to kick in. Big Storms could be massive. The High Templar, the Stalkers are starting to get broken, but the first Storm does push back the Roach Ravager, and that's going to be a big boost to the defense. Stalkers in the natural trying to defend. No sentry, surprisingly. I really thought he was going to try and go sentry there. The Bile's doing a great job. Stalker's getting broken. He's going to try and rebuild his Cybercore and 2 more gateways. Very smart play here for MAXPAX, realizing if he loses production and he loses the ability to build Stalkers, it could kill him. But look at that. Another great Storm goes down. Good transfuses and a good pullout. Roaches in the natural, but the Oracles manage to defend on hold position. Notice how MAXPAX keeps his Oracles on hold position. He does not let them chase into the Queens. He just uses them, so if part of Solar's army gets in a bit too deep, that's where he stops him. MAXPAX holding so well. He's out of energy in the north side. Energy recharge just got used again. I don't know what he used it on. Maybe on an Oracle. I feel like another Storm or 2 could be massive here. That Immortal adding a lot of damage to those Roaches in the north. Stalkers in the natural. The Oracles fighting from that side. The Stalker Arc on the outside still trying to engage, and Solar just cannot break through. He's still down 8 workers this whole time. He has the gold base, so he's mining more minerals, which is why he can keep this train going for a while with the gold minerals. The Immortal does go down. Stalker still trying to fight. It's +1 against no Evo chamber upgrades for the Zerg. Overlord starting to fall. Roach Ravager are going down. Their numbers draining. That's so many Stalkers. It feels like Solar rallying Roach Ravager into an arc of Stalkers. As long as MAXPAX stays calm and micros well, he should be coming out on top of this, just due to the 6 range of the Stalkers, the blink back micro, the shield regen, not to mention Storms and Immortals. The moment you stop attacking, Storm Immortal comes out and you're screwed because you don't have any tech. So Solar feels like he has to keep attacking, but continuing to attack is feeding into the Blink Stalkers and giving them value with that fantastic Blink micro. He realizes the numbers are in his favor. MAXPAX blinks forward, and that is an exceptional hold. Defends the Zergling pressure really easily in the early game, does some good harassment of his own, and the moment he receives what's happening, a textbook response from MAXPAX. He gets the 3-1 victory. GG, well played.